Greetings. So, I wanted to share an idea that I've been having about Dungeons and Dragons, about role-playing games with you today. I'm doing this in the hopes that you'll have something to think about, something to experiment with. But also, I'm doing this to explain to the people who do play role-playing games with me why, when I GM, I've changed my style a little bit, and I've been experimenting with the way I'm doing things. All right, so here's my idea. When we do role-playing games, we generally set the session up like it's a book, it's a novel. We present the title, a little bit of abstract, what the back of the book would say, and then we hand, here's a map of the world, here's a map of the country that we're in, here's some expository dialogue, maybe some flavor text, like that. Then we start at chapter 1, at the very, very, very beginning of the story. The characters haven't met, or they're moving at the very beginning of the story. The queen summons them. The stranger in the bar comes up to them. The wizard gives them a mission. It starts at the very beginning. What I would like to suggest is that we think of role-playing games as being like a play. So the audience gathers, i.e. the players, they all gather, preferably after a good meal, maybe a nice drink, something like that. And then they meet, they're given their playbill, which is their character sheet. They know the title of the story and basically a general setting. Yeah, we're going to be playing in D&D, typical fantasy today. Then the figurative curtain rises and the game starts. Not at the very beginning, but at the first dramatic moment, whether or not that be investigation, where the players meet, or actual combat, but at the first dramatic moment. Let me give you an example. This is the Rigging Scuffle, a 5th edition D&D game that I really enjoy running. Now, I haven't told you anything about this yet, but you're already getting information about it. Obviously, we're on the coastline. We're at a village. There might be pirates about. Are there dwarf pirates? Yep. But there is some kind of guard tower nearby. There's a lot of citizens around. Oh, look, there's a place here that sells mead. There's some kind of obstacle course going on here as well. I've conveyed all of this information, and I haven't told you anything at all. Matter of fact, I'm probably in the kitchen eating Oreos, making some last minute preparation, maybe getting some beers for a couple of my friends, while other players are getting ready. Now, at the same time, I'm going to be passing out character sheets, or people are going to be getting out the character sheets of the ones that they've already made. And we're going to have the storyline. Now, I've already told a lot of information about this, and people can ask other questions as well. Where exactly is that dwarf pirate at anyways? How's the water? Well, it's be a bit sharky these days, I think. All right, are there boats nearby? Yes. How far away are they? All of this stuff already conveyed, already mentioned. So that is pretty easy. So with a properly set stage, you can have the action start immediately and you can have it keep going. You and the players don't have to slow down a lot to answer a lot of those logistic questions that come up during every role-playing game. And a lot of times, players can be examining the environment and making their decisions by themselves while you're interacting with another player and answering that person's questions. So it really speeds up the game, and it also makes it more immersive. Now, I love crafting, but crafting isn't necessary for this to work. A few props can go a long way in setting up the environment. Or you can have a LARPing element where maybe you have a haunted house around Halloween that is actually your house. Or you could have a wilderness adventure while you're camping. Or maybe you could start an adventure off at a dinner, and your dinner is the actual start of the game. You can even invite a couple of your friends over to be NPCs. All the players know what they're doing exactly, and all the players can be interacting with each other while the game is starting. You can give a lot of expository dialogues, people don't mind because they're eating. Now, another thing that you could do is you could give out just pictures or diagrams and schematics as the game progresses. And I have a friend that's a great GM that does this. He will email you images of people and ships and whatever during the game. It works a little bit better for science fiction, I think, because you have a device in your hand, but it's really great. And you can be looking over these documents while he's talking to other players or having that little side quest adventure with one PC. And then that can answer a lot of questions. So when it gets to be your turn, you're ready with what you're doing and why you're doing it. So if you have a properly set staged, I think that that will go a long way in creating a more fast-paced, fun adventure. Now, I don't mean to suggest not to do backstory, but a lot of the backstory can be done off stage, either through emails or text, or just meeting with the players individually or as a group. And the advantage to this is that the players who want to have a fully developed backstory, history, and that sort of thing, they can spend that amount of time doing it and really devote that time on their characters. Whereas the people who just want to show up and have some fun, roll some dice, they can do that. And so when the curtain rises, everybody is engaged at the level they want to be engaged in. And the people who want to have that role-playing and emoting and all that can be doing that, while simultaneously the people who want to have combat only can be doing that. And this is all happening at the same time, and everybody is engaged on their level, however they want to play the game and however they want to enjoy the adventure. So that's my idea, to think of a role-playing game more as a play and not as a novel that you're trying to cram into one evening. You do so by raising the curtain at the first dramatic moment. Show as much as you can, don't tell. Have your table, think of it as a stage and not just as a book stand. Have on it information that conveys the setting and the tone that you want, to develop the story that you want, and allow the players to be the star of the show and also enjoy being the audience at the same time. And then know when to lower the curtain and end it right after the last dramatic scene. And with that, I will thank you for your time and wish you happy adventures.